Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Military May Day. We're pointing out a few pieces on the chessboard. Here we've got a U.S. national debt tops 34 trillion for the first time in history. I had to do a little video on this because it is very important. Let me show you here the national debt clock. If you don't know about this, go to it and check it out. It shows you all the debt. Here we are, U.S. national now 34 trillion. 4 billion, who knows. Before I get started, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, help us out. People need to know this information anyway. The U.S. national debt topped 34 trillion for the first time ever, crossing a critical milestone at the time when government spending is already under scrutiny. The national debt, which measures what the U.S. owes its creditors, hit 34 trillion as of Friday afternoon, according to a new data published by the Treasury Department. By comparison, just 4 decades ago, the national debt hovered around 907 billion. We are beginning a new year, but our national debt remains on the same damaging, unsustainable path, said Michael Peterson, CEO of Peterson Foundation, which advocates for fiscal sustainability. The U.S. National Debt Tracker, the historic level comes as Congress races to finalize critical funding bills in order to prevent government shutdown. It's rapidly growing. The national debt is expected to nearly double in size over the next 3 decades. Probably more like triple in size. But yeah, maybe double. According to the latest findings of the Congressional Budget Office, at the end of 2022, the national debt grew about 97% of gross domestic product. Under current law, that figure is expected to skyrocket to 181% at the end of 2053, a debt burden that will far exceed any previous level. Though our level of debt is dangerous for both our economy and national security, America cannot stop borrowing, said Maya McGinnis, president of the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget. The White House was quick to blame Republicans on Tuesday evening for the astronomical rise in the federal debt. This is the trickle-down debt driven overwhelmingly by repeated Republican giveaways skewed to big corporations and the wealthy, Michael White House Assistant Press Secretary said in a statement. I mean, how are we going to point all this right to the Republicans? This is wild. I mean, they're both to blame for everything, basically. But even more worrisome is that the spike in interest rates over the past year and a half has made the cost of servicing the national debt more expensive. That is because as interest rates rise, the federal government borrowing costs on its debt will also increase. In fact, interest payments on the national debt are projected to be the fastest growing part of the federal budget over the next 3 decades, according to the CRFB. Payments are expected to triple from nearly $475 billion in the fiscal year of 2022 to a stunning $1.4 trillion by 2032. By 2053, the interest payments are projected to surge to $5.4 trillion. Put that in perspective, that will be more than the U.S. spends on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and all other mandatory discretionary spending programs combined. Bunch of comments there. I'm not going to get into them. Yeah, here's the national. Let me get that off of there. Yeah, this is the U.S. debt clock. Check this out. This is kind of an important thing to bookmark. I'm going to bookmark it right now. Into news, I'll do it. Bam, there it is. It's bookmarked. But you should do this too. And every once in a while, keep an eye on it. There's a lot of really interesting stuff in here. Every time I mouse over it, though, pop-ups happen. It just pisses me off. But yeah, this is definitely worth checking out. Anyway, smash the like button, subscribe. Get people know about this information. It is important. Toodaloo.